A warm welcome back to the History Show here on UxbridgeFM. And we welcome back again Ken Pearce, Chairman of the Uxbridge Local History Society, for another talk. This one is entitled The Home Guard. When you're ready, Ken.
Thank you. The Second World War began on the 3rd of September 1939, but 7 months later, the situation in our country was grim. Hitler's armies had occupied Denmark, Norway, Holland, Belgium, and finally France. And only the heroic evacuation of so many British and French soldiers from the beaches at Dunkirk gave this country some hope of resistance and survival. Enemy troops now lined the Channel coast, and an invasion was expected. Emergency measures were put in force, among them the formation of the Local Defence Volunteers, or LDV. And men between the ages of 17 and 65 were asked to join this new anti-invasion force. They would be issued with uniforms and weapons, but would not be paid. Within a week, about 250,000 men all over the country had volunteered to join. In this area, men enrolled at the territorial headquarters, or drill hall, which was then in Whitehall Road. And a large house off the High Street became the Home Guard quarters. Yes, Home Guard, because in July, Churchill referred to those men by that name, and the name stuck. At first, they had no weapons or uniforms, just an armband, but they improvised as much as possible, drilling with broomsticks and not rifles and so on. But by the end of 1940, most units were properly equipped, and there was a grim determination to defend our island against the aggressors. Our local units were at Uxbridge, Ickenham, and the EMI in Hayes. They formed part of the 14th Battalion of the Middlesex Home Guard, their principal tasks being to assist the Army and RAF in defence of the RAF stations at Uxbridge and Northolt. They built a fortified bunker at the junction of Long Lane and the A40, and worked in cooperation with a company of the Irish Guards who were actually stationed at Northolt Aerodrome itself. The government had laid plans to adopt a scorched earth policy should the enemy invade, and that involved the destruction of factories and making main roads impassable. In what was called Operation Fougasse, the Home Guard buried explosives all along the main roads in readiness. There was a separate Home Guard unit at the electricity works here in Waterloo Road. For those employees, of course, were exempt from military service because of the essential nature of their work, but they were ready to defend their factory. That unit was part of the 55th County of London Battalion. The Home Guard was for men, but not to be left out, a separate force for women was formed, called the Amazon Defence Corps. A Hillingdon branch existed, but I'm so sorry to say that I have no details. Of course, the invasion never happened in the end, but these part-time soldiers continued to train and exercise should the need arise. The tide eventually turned, and it soon became clear then that there was no longer a need for the Home Guard. So they were disbanded and stood down in December 1944.
Thanks, Ken. Interesting story. Dad's army.
That's right.
Drilling with broomsticks and things.
Yes, uh, so well remembered now because of the TV series, surely.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. Well, we'll join you again next month, hopefully, and maybe
Thank you.
we'll get you into the
I hope
studio
so.
at some point.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.